In a claim that sounds more like a scene from a thriller movie than a real-life incident, a top Iranian official has stirred global curiosity, and that too by suggesting that Israel may have used supernatural forces. Yes, actual occult spirit during its recent 12-day conflict with Iran. Now, this explosive statement came from Abdullah Ganji, a very well-known figure in Iran who once served as the editor of a newspaper that too was closely linked to Iran's powerful Revolutionary Guard. He now works as an advisor to the mayor of Tehran, and his words are getting a lot of attention. In a post on social media platform X, Ganji wrote that something very strange happened during the war. After the fighting ended, people reportedly found mysterious pieces of paper, and that too lying around the streets of Tehran. And what was on them? Jewish symbols and talismans, items often associated with rituals and spiritual protection. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Ganji and others in Iran believe that these papers weren't just trash or any random litter. They suspect that Israel used them as part of a spiritual or psychological warfare tactic, possibly to confuse or destabilize the Iranian population. Well, the suggestion is that this wasn't just a military operation with drones, missiles, and cyber attacks. It may have also involved mystical methods meant to manipulate fear and perception. Well, this is not the very first time that the spiritual beliefs have been pulled into politics in the Middle East. Across history, if we see, both Iran and Israel have deeply rooted religious traditions where symbols, rituals, and other type of things carry weight. In fact, ancient Jewish mysticism known as Kabbalah has long talked about sacred symbols and protective texts. Some in Iran believes that these were possibly used by Israeli forces to cast influence beyond the battlefield. But here, let's not forget the bigger picture. This 12-day war wasn't just about missiles and magic. It was one of the most intense direct confrontation between Iran and Israel in recent memory. Iran, through its many proxy forces like Hezbollah and groups in Iraq and Syria, has often clashed indirectly with Israel. But this time, missiles were launched, cities were on alert, and cyber attacks were flying both ways. And now, with this new twist involving so-called spiritual warfare, things are getting much more dramatic. Well, all this conversation leaves us with questions like, was Israel really using these type of symbols to fight Iran? Or is this claim just a way to explain away military failure, low morale, or confusion in Iran's part? Now, either way, the fact that a top Iranian official is even talking about this shows how deeply and unusual this conflict has become. So the bottom line is, whether you believe in the power of talisman or not, this story proves one thing. In modern warfare, the battlefield isn't just made of tanks and missiles, it also exists in the mind, the media, and maybe even the supernatural.